Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Coogan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
you get up, you dress up, and you fucking show up.
Umar, I'm at IFLTV. We're at IFL Live, only a few hours from last night. Joshua Helenius, brutal knockout here at the O2. Let's just quickly talk about IFL Live. Emotional photo with Coogan up there?
Yeah, I was actually driving here thinking about, one, what I was doing, two, what was going to happen tonight, and three, just about how all the interviews we've done over the past, because I think that it's really helped people to understand me, the business, the sport, what goes on behind the scenes. You've been there every step of the way, you know, and we've been really open with you as well. I think that's the key to it. Like, we've never ducked a question. I know you always get criticised sometimes for you don't ask the really. You really do, but we actually give you all the access to everything that's happened. And when I look back over those 13 years at some of the interviews, just the way, I mean, the business has changed. I've changed. You know, you go back to 10 or 12 years ago, just look at, I just look like a kid, you know, and I've spent, you know, over a third of my life, really, or nearly a third of my life, giving these interviews every day or every other day. So it's been like a kind of media boxing Truman show. And you got to see the whole development, and you get to see everything, really.
Well, I wouldn't say. I know the YouTube market's changed. Yeah. Is there an argument to say there's too many in boxing now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not just like saying it, but I like to do all of them, because just like you started once, I mean, you personally, but also Coogan, so does any other channel that turns up and gets credentials for a press conference. Boxing's very unique in that respect. You know, the access is unbelievable. You can go into any other sport and start interviewing Tyson Fury or AJ. I mean, next thing, Coogan's on the sofa in AJ's dressing room last night. Do you know what I mean? But that's one of the beauties of the sport. So we don't want to change that. And I never want, you know, we've got Matty Lawless now running our PRs, doing a great job. I never want to stop giving access to people who are just trying to get the break or trying to, you know, become the new IFL or whatever they're trying to be. But it is difficult when there used to be you. Now there's 20, I don't know, like at an AJ press conference, there's probably 20 YouTube outlets that I try and give time to, but it is difficult because obviously I do 20 minutes with you guys and I might only do 2 minutes with them, but...
You do give the same energy to the last guys, to be fair.
Yeah, but I do that, not just, you know, that's just because of my passion for the sport, but it's difficult when all the questions are the same. And then some people ask, you know, like, shout out to October Red. A lot of those questions are quite difficult, and I like doing those because it's the same thing all the time otherwise. Down, oh, Eddie, AJ, or Tyson Fury said this, Frank Warren said that, because that's what's going to give them the numbers. Not talking about how I felt this morning or, you know, that kind of stuff. But, you know, it's amazing how the market's changed and become very competitive for you guys as well. You used to have 100%, and listen, quite similar to us, maybe 5 years ago or whenever, we had not control of the market, but we were dominant in the market, and then other people come, and as they have done with you, investments come as well from people who look at your business and say there's an opportunity there to be the new IFL, but it doesn't always work like that.
Coogan said that it's busier than a Matchroom show at the start of it.
Yeah. I'm not sure about a Matchroom show, but I'm not giving you another headline. But,
he was nervous.
You know, when you throw these things, you know, like you can see him bombing around. He's got his blazer on. It's a big thing, you know. And obviously he's paying me a lot of money, but I would have done it for nothing, to be honest with you. But,
very harsh on the crowd to boo in round 3 last night, Eddie.
Yeah. But look, at the same time, you got 15, 16,000 people in there having a beer. You know, they've read all the stuff about AJ's. They've read all the stuff about AJ's gun shy, AJ's this, AJ's that. So they do get on your back a little bit quicker. I mean, neither of them were doing much in the first 3 rounds, to be honest with you. And that's okay, because it's called feeling each other out. But especially when you get a reserve opponent coming in 5 days' notice, the style changes, and you've got potentially a Deontay Wilder fight at the other end of it. So I thought it was a good performance. I see a lot of things that I like. You know, I was just talking to Pete Madonna in there. He was talking about AJ's feet, how well positioned they were last night, his defence, how well he set himself up for the, you know, the jab to the chest, set his feet perfectly to throw. It was a beautiful knockout. So, but I just said about Johnny Fisher. Johnny Fisher now reminds me of how AJ used to fight when he started, which was just crash bang wallop, because also Johnny Fisher's thinking, so I don't really want to go 10 rounds. I don't even know if I can go 10 rounds. If I hurt someone, I need them out of there ASAP. And that's what his mentality used to be. And now his mentality is, I'm really comfortable, I'll go 15 rounds. I'll break you down, you know, I'll chip away and I'll wait for the perfect moment to land the shot. And that's what he did last night.
Well, I heard like people moaning around ringside, but I was thinking in my head, did you guys watch what happened with Ruiz in New York?
Of course, yeah. But what happened with Ruiz in New York was a lot of things, but also one of the things happened was he felt the pressure to make a statement. So he went out and he was like, oh, Wilder knocked Brazil out in a round. I need to go and like do something sensational. And it didn't cost him his career, but it could have done. Do you know what I mean? So although he wants to make everyone happy, he also wants to look out for himself and make sure that he wins in the most clinical fashion possible.
Legend Michael Watson coming on carpet. Eddie, we've seen obviously Deontay Wilder get dismantled in the second fight with Tyson Fury. Really backed him up, and Wilder lost his balance and couldn't get his shots off. What's that? Yeah. Sorry. If Joshua sort of boxes on the outside like he has done with Franklin and Helenius, is that going to be a dangerous tactic against someone like Deontay Wilder?
Every fight's different. You've got different tactics for every fight, you know. And I think that when you...
What I'm asking is, does he have to take it to Deontay early on?
I think he can outbox Deontay Wilder. If he takes it to him, you're actually gambling a little bit more, because Wilder's going to be able to hit you easier than he is if Joshua's moving. But him and Derek James will get that game plan right. I don't think he should be reckless against Deontay Wilder. He does have to let his hands go. He's got more chance when he does. But you know, if he lands that right hand on Deontay Wilder, the fight's over in an instant. And if Wilder lands clean on AJ, maybe the fight's over. That's why it's one of the biggest and best fights in world boxing. So they'll get the game plan right. But he's going to adopt the game plan that's going to make sure that he gets the win. And that's what he did last night.
Tony Bellew and David A on the DAZN commentary said that he should have one more fight before Wilder.
It may happen. I mean, look, at the moment, I spoke to him 10 minutes ago. He wants a Deontay Wilder fight. He wants it next. But obviously, if that deal doesn't materialise or he doesn't get it done, he will fight again. The problem is can you get yourself up for Franklin, Helenius all the time? He's enjoying his boxing. He's really loving it in Dallas. He's enjoying being with Derek James, but he does want the big fights as well.
He's only doing the fucking IFL live, isn't he, old Hearn? No, absolutely not. No.
You were buzzing, you were like, shit.
You love it, mate. Like 1,000 people in here. More than the all shot at the O2.
That's what he's already said, yeah.
Bosh.
Yeah, of course.
Well done anyway, great performance last night.
Everyone keeps saying that, yeah, I thought I performed well, yeah.
Go on, carry on.
Last one. I know it's only been, what, 20 hours since last night, not even that I'm speaking to you, but anything with Shelley Finkel, anything with Saudi reps, no?
Obviously they were there. We said we're going to talk this week, try and wrap it up. Shelley Finkel messaged me, congratulations, I think that was it. And you know, it'd be interesting to see what Wilder does now. They are talking about maybe fighting in October, which is a bit surprising, but you know, the problem is when you take a smaller fight. That was what was so impressive about AJ. Of course he made money last night, but not very small money compared to what he's used to and particularly the Dillian White fight. But he wasn't bothered about that. He just wanted to get out and work on stuff that he'd be learning with Derek James. I'm not sure Wilder will have the same mindset. I think he'll only fight if he feels the money's right. But AJ's not as bothered about that. But obviously we want to go straight into the Wilder fight, and hopefully Deontay does too.
Believe he knocks Wilder out?
I believe he beats him. Honestly, always have. It's a very, very dangerous fight. And it always has been a dangerous fight. But I think AJ's going to beat him, and I think he's going to knock him out.
Join us for the very first IFL Live at London's Indigo at the O2, Sunday, August the 13th, with me, Kugan Cassius, and some very special guests. Eddie Hearn, Darren Barker, Johnny Fisher, and more. Tickets now on sale. So in the words of Eddie Hearn,
You get up, you dress up, and you fucking shut up.